Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a review and swatches on the new Lorac Pro Palette 2. I want to call it Lorac Pro 2, but it's the Lorac Pro Palette 2. I got this about a week ago, and now is when I'm able to sit down and film the review and swatches for you guys. So I have used it a couple of times and I do have my thoughts on it. So I will be sharing with you everything I think about this palette. So when you first buy it, it comes in this box like this, just like the original Pro palette, and it comes with a tiny little sample of their behind the scenes eye primer. This stuff will last you forever. Even though it's a little tube, it will last a long time because I'm still not completely done with the one that came with my original Pro palette, and this is probably my favorite eye primer of all time, so this will last a really long time. So it's great that it comes with this. The palette itself is worth $42, and that is a great deal considering you get 16 eyeshadows. So this is what the actual palette looks like on the inside. It comes with a sticker over the mirror, which I haven't taken that off. So it comes with a pretty good sized mirror. The packaging is just like the original Lorac Pro, the Lorac Pro 1, which is this one right here. So if you're familiar with this one, you're going to be familiar with this one. It's the exact same packaging. The only difference is that this one is black and this one is gray. And I actually prefer that this one is gray because, as you can tell, I don't know if you can tell on camera, the Lorac Pro gets dirty fast. It's like all fingerprinty, if that's a word. It's very fingerprinty. I feel like this one won't get as dirty because it's gray. Know what I'm saying? So just like the original Pro palette, the top row has only matte shadows and the bottom row has shimmery shadows. I love the shimmery shadows because they don't have like any chunks of glitter in them. So the first one right here is called Buff, and it is a matte yellowy color. This is the perfect brow bone highlight if you don't want to highlight your brow bone with a shimmery shade. And what I absolutely love about this one is it's so pigmented. All the eyeshadows in this palette are pigmented, but I was really impressed with this one specifically because if you guys are familiar with the Naked 2 palette or the Naked Basics palette from Urban Decay, they have a color called Foxy, and they're pretty much kind of the same color when you look at them. They're like that matte yellow color, only Foxy does not show up on my skin at all. I don't know if it's just not pigmented enough or what, it just doesn't show up. So when I first saw this color, I was like, oh, it's gonna be another Foxy for me, but it's not. It actually does show up on my skin, and it's pigmented enough to where it shows up. It's really pigmented and buttery. I love this color a lot more than I thought I would. So that one is Buff. The next one is Light Brown, and this one is the perfect crease color. This is the color I have in my crease right now, and this just blends out any eyeshadow beautifully. It is your perfect crease color. It's not too dark, it's not too light, it's perfection. And I think any skin tone can use this in their crease. Then you have Cool Gray, which is a really pretty matte gray color, but it has a little bit of a purple undertone, because down the line you have one called Charcoal, which is a more true gray color. The Cool Gray has a little bit of like a warm purple undertone. I don't know how to explain it, like some mauve is in there. Then we have Nectar, and I love this color so much more than I thought I would. It is such a pretty mid-tone pink. It reminds me a lot of Makeup Geek's Cupcake eyeshadow. It's a really pretty shade. It's an alternative to brown. So if you don't want to use brown in your crease like you always do, Nectar is a nice alternative to just have a little bit of a pink in your crease. Then we have this color right here called Plum, and it is a beautiful, beautiful matte purple shade. It's a deep purple, and it actually comes off purple. It's pigmented. Then this color right here, which is probably the standout color in the entire palette. This color was the reason I wanted to get this palette in the first place. It is called Navy, and it is such a beautiful deep navy color. I have come across so many navy colors that have so much shimmer in them. Like a lot of the navy blue colors are just really shimmery. I haven't come across a really good matte navy color, and this is it. This is so pigmented and so buttery. If you want a super intense navy look, just add a blue base and this will make it pop. Then we have the color Charcoal. This is the one I was telling you about earlier. It's just a basic dark matte gray. Then we have this one right here, and it is the color Black. This is the only eyeshadow in the palette that I have a problem with because it is labeled black, but it's not. This is like a really dark gray. I wish that they would come out with like a really dark black color, kind of like Makeup Geek's Corrupt or Blackout from the Urban Decay Naked palette, Naked 2 palette. because even in the original Pro palette, that black color, it's the same color. They're both black, but it's not super, super black. So I really wish they would have come out with a super deep black. But also, it could be a good thing because I used this black color on my outer crease today. It's great. It's a perfect black for a beginner. You know, like it's really, really easy to build up and you don't get too carried away too quickly. So it's not like a black stark line. So it might be good for some people. It might be bad for others. Overall, it's a decent color and I like it. I use it. I just wish it would have been a little bit blacker. Now to the shimmers. The first one is called Snow and it is just a basic shimmery white color. I don't tend to go for these colors often just because I don't like that stark white shimmery shade. But for those of you who like that really intense white look in the inner corners or underneath the brow bone, this is perfect. Then we have the color Beige. I love this color. I love it so much more than I thought I would. It is so pigmented. Like immediately when you put your finger in this color, like so much pigment comes off and it's not chalky, not powdery. It's super, super smooth. It's that perfect light champagne beige color. It's beautiful. I have it today as my brow bone highlight and my inner corner highlight, and it just opens up the eyes and it's so like shimmery in such a pretty, pretty way. Love that color. Then comes Rose, and it is your basic rose gold. I love that they added a shade like this because it is so, so gorgeous on the lid. I have worn this just on my entire lid, put on some mascara and went out the door, and it looks absolutely beautiful. Love it. Then we have Mocha. This is probably my favorite eyeshadow in the entire palette. It's what I have underneath my eyes today. It's like what I have smudged on my lower lash line, and I cannot describe this eyeshadow. It's like, oh my god, it's the most beautiful eyeshadow I have ever seen. Maybe not have ever seen, but it is a gorgeous, gorgeous eyeshadow. So pretty. This would look really pretty on your entire lid as well. Then we have Chrome, and it reminds me a lot of MAC's Satin Taupe. I could be wrong, but just right off the bat, it looks a lot like MAC's Satin Taupe. It's that really pretty taupe color that has a little bit of silver, a little bit of purple in it. It's like a duochrome color. It's really, really gorgeous. Then we have Silver, and it's just your basic silver color. It's really, really intense though. Very, very sheeny, and it's a nice silver. Next up is Jade. This is the color I have on my entire lid today, only it looks a little bit more emerald on my eyelids because I had a emerald color as a base. So it came off a little bit more like emeraldy. Here it's a little bit more olivey, but it's still such a beautiful color. My makeup is not very summery at all, but I really wanted to play with the Jade color today, and I love it. I typically hate green eyeshadow on me because I feel like it clashes with my eye color. I don't really like it, but this color is so beautiful. I love those foresty, warm greens, and that one is gorgeous. And then last up, we have this color right here called Cocoa, and I'm really glad that they included a color like this because it is a deep brown with a little bit of shimmer, and it's perfect for the outer corners. Like if you want to do something like Mocha or Rose all over the lid and just add a little bit of cocoa on the outer corners, it would look really, really pretty. I love that they added a really deep, beautiful, like chocolatey brown like that. Those are my favorite. I love it. So yeah, those were my close-up swatches of the palette. I hope the swatches were good enough. Now on my thoughts. I think this palette is phenomenal. I think that they outdid themselves. It is just as good as the Lorac Pro. If you are a huge fan of this palette and don't know if you should get this one, I say go for it because they are really different in my opinion. This one is a little bit more warm toned, a little bit more like goldeny and, you know, warmer. And this one is a little bit more cool toned. But they also do have their warm colors in there. This one I think is a little bit more versatile because you have like your silvers and your taupes and your grays, but you also have your like rose golds and browns, and you have a brown crease color. When it comes to the matte eyeshadows in the palette though, I gotta give it to my boy, the original Pro palette, because I think that these mattes are better. Not in terms of pigmentation, but the fact that you get a variety of different browns and more eyeshadows that you would use on a daily basis. Yeah, the plum is beautiful and the charcoal and the navy, and they're great colors, but I feel like when it comes to the mattes, this one has more that you would use on a regular basis. But when it comes to the shimmery eyeshadows, I've got to say I like these better. Even though I think this light bronze color is like God's gift to earth. I love gold and I love garnet. I love every single shade down here. They are so beautiful. Rose, mocha, chrome, jade, cocoa, beige. They are just so beautiful, and they have a variety of warm and cool. I love the shimmery eyeshadows in this palette. So when it comes to which one I prefer, it depends on the day. It really does. If I'm gonna go with something really basic, natural, warm, I'm gonna go for this one. But I've been loving this, and I've loved to play around with it. It's so amazing. So I think that if you have this one, it is worth the money getting this one. It is, personally. I know that when I got the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette, I regretted it like a year later because I never saw myself gravitating towards it, but I see myself using this one all the time. This is a good one, guys. This is a really great palette. Definitely worth the money. When you think about each individual eyeshadow, it really isn't that expensive. So A+ on packaging, A+ on pigmentation, A+ on everything, Lorac. You go girl, because this is like the best palettes Lorac has ever come out with. They're just as good as each other. They're great. I love them. I love them both. So yeah, those were my thoughts and swatches on the Lorac Pro Palette 2. I love it. I hope you guys do too. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I have to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it informative and that it helped you in some way. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Are you pretending to do a video right now?
Pretending? No.
You're recording right now?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh, you know I don't like that shit, girl. That shit nasty.
Take the dog, take the dog.
Cornelius, come on, we don't like her. Let's go. They're the same thing.
No, this is the second one and this is the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
So this is what...